All right. It says we are live. Welcome, everybody, to Old Gray Bricks Messy Monday. It is quite messy. That's our wave there. We've got a little bit of echo. We'll figure that out here in just a minute. But thank y'all for joining us today. We are, it looks like we're all, there's no Canadians with us yet, but I'm sure one will come stumbling in as we get going here. Oh, there's
we have an Alabamian. That's sort of foreign.
It is true.
West Canada. That's what it is.
No, I'm here to prevent the bashing of Alabama and England. So I will stand up for Canada as well until they arrive.
Hey, well, Meredith's not here to complain about your food, so that's okay. We'll we already got some folks in the chat. Gary Mullane from Ireland is here, so there's somebody maybe that can defend you, or probably not defend the British food.
Probably not.
Andrew Strada, Seth Bland is here. Good to see you, buddy. Matt Robbins, he's here. I haven't seen you around in a while. Glad you're here. You guys doing good this evening? Everybody good? Good. BW is still working but watching. Good to have you here. All right, well, let's go around the room, see what everybody is up to. I have built something rather shocking. It's just something I built. Anyway, but it's different for me. But let me just start down here with our resident Alabamian. How you doing, man?
Hello. I'm good. I am sorting. It's really nice. I'm in sorting mode. I'm done building, so I've got boxes of things, and I've got the remnants of one of my builds right here. Do you want to see it?
Did you destroy it at the convention?
On the way home, I was like, well, it into a box. I was done with it. I got bored with it. So it is. Peach's Castle came to an end. So
no!
It's a goner.
No.
I was done with it. I enjoyed it, but it was a pain to transport. It took too many boxes. It was very delicate, the towers, so it was just annoying. And I got bricky with it, so I was like, all right, well, that's nice. I'm done now. That'll be good. But yeah, it lets me build something else. So I'm in heavy sorting mode, which is good. And then I'm also building a signature minifigure, which I had printed. I'm trying to figure out what hair he needs, and I think I've got it. So I am going to go and hold up and stand. So there is Martin with a brick.
Nice.
And I think that's my hair-ish.
That's your hair.
That's good.
Yeah, normally it's your hair.
But I have all sticky uppy.
You got to get the CMF Captain Carter so you can have a shield.
I do want that. That looks really good. The shield. You're right. It would be good. Shield and then a sword, right? A regular knight sword would be great. That would be perfect. But I had BBG Forge do them, which I think it's Cody Oatley who does brick slopes, and I think they do a lot of printing and really reasonable and helped me with the design. And he did my face, and then I gave him I did the design myself for the logo. But he did that, and I mean, really reasonable. Probably cheaper than it would cost me to buy pieces on.
Did you just claim that you invented the Union Jack? I'm just asking. I want to clarify that. Is that?
I did. Right. The one with the Union Jack with brick snaps written on it.
Okay.
So yeah, I and Brett's there. He says he needs one. Brett, I owe you one actually. So, I needed to do it. A bunch of people have sent me signature figures to put into my Quidditch build, which will continue to be taken to show after show because people really enjoy it, and those who've sent me figures, I'm going to go ahead and send them one back. So I figured it was a nice thing to do.
Martin, I think to represent the Alabama part of you, your minifig should have the camo shorts.
Oh mate! Oh, that is so good. I was thinking too.
We need some mossy oak in there.
That's right.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Yeah, thank you, Matthew. Okay, do they make any, or do I need to get those custom made? Is there a guy who has them? I bet there's not.
I would assume like Brick Forge probably makes some camel leg pieces.
Okay, I'm now going to search that when I'm off the big screen whilst paying attention to everyone. Great one. That sold one from Brett. It's going to be a little longer till you get one because I need to get the right shorts. I might just have to make them for me.
You need that Salt Life or something on there. I mean, that whole thing.
Yeah. And white socks with sandals is what I really need. So, or no shoes at all.
You got to build yourself a truck that has someone's memorial in the back window.
Yeah, next to my shotgun. So yeah,
with the
jacked up truck
with the Calvin and Hobbes thing going on.
Calvin peeing on the opposite automaker than
Yeah.
yours. Yeah. That's what you need.
Or maybe Calvin pissing on Mega Bloks.
Yeah.
It's getting
okay.
deep
I
and
want
it's getting
that for
expensive.
my car now.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway,
I love it. All right, that's awesome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you had how many? Let's see, which shows have you been at recently?
I went to Virginia, so I saw Matt up there and enjoyed chatting with you a bunch, and Rich, I saw you up there, enjoyed chatting with you. Rich is now one of the people I'm going to talk about forever. Because the first time I ever assembled Rapunzel's tower, there was a guy who just stood there and watched me, and he was waiting for it to fall. So I've told that story. So as I start assembling it, this time in Virginia, it just stands there. He's like, "Well, shouldn't you be doing this?" I'm like, "No, but thank you for the suggestion." And and the same smile and face the whole time. So I'll continue to tell the story. But I didn't get it to Brick Radio. So Jeff, I didn't get to see you. I'm sorry. Work got involved in stopping that from happening. So I was really mad about that. But I just came back from Brick Universe in New Orleans, and I've never been to one of those shows before. And I have to say, I'm really, really impressed with the Paul Heffrington's there, Jonathan Slopes, Rocco, and the organization. And I mean, the stuff I saw just blew me away. So COVID environment, and no one in New Orleans wants to wear a mask, so it was really limited on people turning up. But that was good. I'm done for a little while, I think. No, I've got Brick Slopes. I should be going to Brick Slopes in Utah because I've got a work meeting out there if I can get that sorted out. So
cool.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Awesome, good deal. That seems fun. I am constantly watching everyone's pictures and going, ugh. And then I couldn't even make it into my lug meet this weekend. So I'm all Lego FOMO, the whole thing. So, but I've been enjoying it. I'm glad. It's awesome to see like people that come into the chat here. Yeah, I am meeting other people in the chat, and making those connections. I think that's amazing. That's what this place is for, is to be the lug meets we can't get to or want to get to and can't. Anyway. So,
all right, let me search camo shorts now.
All right, yes, we want to see that. That would be amazing. All right, let's see, Matt. What's up in your world, man?
Well, as I said last time, I've been.
I'm going to leave that on screen with Matthew.
If either Mark or Chris want to share the picture that I texted of what the cathedral looked like when I got home, I'll put that on the screen. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. I can get to it pretty quick here.
In the meantime, I'm going to show, other than sorting, I built a ramen tank. And this thing is so much fun. So it swivels. And over here, we got the piggy shooter. And the piggy's got fish and carrots. And you've got the menu, and I never really noticed back this at the store, but these are chopsticks, and there's a refrigerator, and there's this claw, and then on these little details I didn't notice till I built the thing, but there's the brown egg, and then there's pots, and then there's the sushi knife and the fresh fish to chop up and make some sushi right there, and then there's a grill plate with a bun. Yeah, it's a blast. So I had a lot of fun putting it together. I don't build a ton of mechs or other kind of devices other than something that might be in Star Wars, but I enjoyed it. And I may pillage it at some point and use the signage behind there. I was thinking maybe for like a food truck. I think it'd be a great little food truck thing.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, when you don't intend for that to happen, that's so sad.
Well, I kind of knew that was going to happen on the way back. So that whole part is sections that are only joined together at the bottom, and the top is is basically just held there by gravity. It isn't. There are no hinges in the top to keep that section together, and so it just the sideways shaking on the drive home, things just toppled over. And even at the convention, I was saying, when I get home, I need to just figure out how to make it more structurally sound. The original design was, this is my Rover Cathedral right here.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
At least it was beautiful at the convention. So, there's that. And I would like to show it at least 2 or 3 more times. I'd like to take it to Alabama and maybe to our Atlanta convention. And probably if I go to Chicago, I'd like to take it there. So that means it will be rebuilt. We will recover.
Well, no, we're going to save a lot of time. And I'm just going to loan Matthew this Godzilla. And you could just put him in the middle of that. Just,
Yeah.
You don't have to rebuild anything.
That's a good point.
Good plan. Or we could build the Waffle House and put it next door, and you could experience what we experienced, where you're describing your magnificent historical build, and then the redneck guy you're talking to goes, "Hey, look, a Waffle House!" in mid-sentence and walks off. That actually happened to us, and it was amazingly funny.
Technically, it happened to Lenny.
That's true. It happened to Lenny.
It was your Waffle House, so
Yeah, it's even funnier because you built both, but
It was awesome. All right. Well, good. I hope that gets rebuilt. Was that built? Did the guy build that virtually only, or did he build that? Yeah.
He built it virtually first, and then he did build one because there are pictures of him standing with it. So I know that he did build it. And for the most part, there's not a ton of one stud connections hanging in space that you run into sometimes with digital builds. But that whole section around, I think it's the nave, is that what they call it? Up at the top of that end of the cathedral is just not well designed. And so I knew that was the point where it would fail. I was not at all surprised. And I just kind of resigned myself to the fact that I'm no longer going to drive like a grandma on the way home. We're going to speed jump over these speed bumps. So I was like, whatever happens. We're on our way home. So.
I guess that's kind of free in feeling. So free.
When you're going to a convention and you hit railroad tracks and you hear stuff, you're like, well, there's about 20 minutes. Rebuild time, right? Oh, there goes another 10. So, by the way, Brick Snaps, why don't you just tell everybody what you put in the private chat? You got to make this big announcement.
Oh, yeah. Camo shorts have been ordered. Just now, and I will plug BBG Forge out here. He's like, I get them done. I'm like, yes, you get them done. Perfect. But I might go like the black. I actually wear black camo shorts all the time, so I might not go regular. I might go subtle and classy on it.
Get yourself a mossy oak hat with your Union Jack on it, and that will confuse everybody.
We have one somewhere. So someone gave it to me as a gift, a real one. So yeah, I'll leave it as a short though on the minifigure because otherwise it gets really expensive. So thank you.
We drove up to Jackson County, Georgia, to do some antiquing on Sunday, and I was like, "Here, I'm gonna slip on my redneck hat because we're leaving Gwinnett County."
It's a good call. That's where did you go? Which county? Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah. Mel has relatives there, so just watch out. Anyway. They will shoot first. I'm just going to say.
We stopped at the McDonald's drive-thru, and the lady was like talking with syrup in her mouth. She's like, "How y'all doing?" I was like, "Oh, we're outside of Metro Atlanta."
That's like not long after Mark Sandlin moved here. A friend of ours who's a big builder lives in Auburn invited us over to buy some of his old stock. And we're coming back, and there's a Starbucks in the middle of nowhere at this exit in Alabama. And we're like, you want to get some coffee and everything? And so we pull in, and, hey, welcome to Starbucks. Can I help you? And Mark had just moved from the Northwest, and you could see him blinking, and it was not computing what was going on. Do y'all want a venti or y'all want a tall? And And you can see it. And then we waited, and Mark's like, what are we waiting for? And he's not getting the coffee out. Here you go, sweetie. You can have that, and we'll see you later. And
that's because when you live in Seattle, you order your coffee, and by the time you finish paying for it, the coffee is sitting on the counter. It's like, bing, bang, boom, you got your coffee, and you're out the door. So in the South, you order your coffee, and you wait for 10 minutes. And it's like, are they crushing the beans behind the store? What is happening?
They're drying them and harvesting them.
So funny. It was so funny. All right, let's see. Where's Jeff? Jeff left. Is Jeff here? Where did Jeff go? Jeff.
I have loot.
Jeff. Where's Jeff?
Don't know. He's gone.
We lost Jeff. Mark has loot. Let's start with Mark's loot.
Yeah. So it was our AFOL day at the Lego store. So a great number of these are small Paul's choices. So we have the metal dragon. He's pretty fun.
I dig him. Absolutely.
Yeah, of the figures, that I think he's cool.
Yeah.
So
I picked him up already. He's awesome.
Paul played with the app for about a half an hour and thought it was moderately fun. Of the other small Paul items, he also was infatuated with this gold minifigure keychain. I don't know what he plans to do with this, but okay. And small Paul selection from the minifig bins.
Is that Freddy Krueger in the middle?
You got a wiener dog. Well, I thought that was Canadian. Doesn't he look kind of Canadian?
He does look very Canadian.
It's the Canadian Freddy Krueger.
Sorry. And a pick-a-brick cup that was small Paul's selection. He said he wanted to build a birch tree out of that. So
Right.
there's leaves. There's leaves in there. So yeah. Luigi time.
Luigi.
Yeah. Ninjago dragon. Red dragon. The stores did not have the blue dragon, the sea dragon or whatever it's called. Neither Lego store had those. I don't know why they didn't have them. Brothor, New Asgard.
Yes.
And
I'm regretting that I didn't pick that one up on Saturday.
the Batmobile.
Nice.
Got all that one.
And I also got some trade bait from Dana.
Yeah.
So I now have this and two of these that were on clearance.
Cool.
Yeah, excellent parts in this set. The Jungle Dragon has some really just good parts in it. So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wind up. I think the other three I have. I think I'm gonna totally part those out.
yeah, I mean it's all kinds of great teal pieces and some nice dark gray underneath the teal and good stuff in that set.
You said trade bait. What are you trading for?
Oh, it was prior trade bait. It was payment, partial payment for the factory sets.
I got it. Good deal. Yeah, I've got at least two of those of the white mech there, and then I'm hoping to find some more even cheaper. So that's awesome. Good deal. Good pull. Did you get the freebie because of what you bought?
Yes, the sailboat. It's up there. I don't feel like reaching for it. I put it on top of my stack of things that I'm going to resell later or trade to something. I don't know. They're up there.
You know, Lego has had a propensity to put like music with the adult fan things. The fact that they did not include a CD of Yacht Rock with that set is rather disappointing. So I
know they ought to have like some Jimmy Buffett in there, and
yeah, or at least to give you some boat shoes. You know, they've got the Adidas, so then to have some some khaki.
We have gone into too far deep water of dad joke here. Pull us back in. Pull us back in.
These are just observations from a dad.
Jeff, thank God Jeff's back. Pull us back, Jeff. Pull us back.
I forgot the peach lug brick.
Yay!
Yay.
And the name brick. And the
Yeah.
name brick.
Cool. All right, we've gotten extremely wholesome in here. Can you even it out? Not too badly, but can you even it out for us, Jeff?
So I made a mech. I've been making a mech, and I have
Show us the Mac.
Show us the mech.
and I don't know where its legs are, and it's kind of driving me batshit insane.
Megla.
Hey, tracking computer joke incoming.
Target.
Yay!
Yay!
That's cool.
I like it.
I like it. It looks good standalone without legs, though. It could like separate from the legs and fly off, and then come back as the legs as the landing platform.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's really
We
annoying.
have 5 mini bots that join together to make one mega bot.
So
Jeff doesn't seem too keen.
also, I made a catamaran because I was bored.
Yay!
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, I'm just really like wondering what in the heck I did with those legs. Emily's looking. I was looking.
Did
We
you
have
use
no
some of the
idea.
parts to make the body?
Is Dobby looking?
Nah, he's asleep. I mean, maybe it was a very vivid fever dream.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. I'm kind of irritated about it. But I went to the
There you go.
well, and
Nick
got
has a
off-
solution for you right there. Stick them back on the catamaran. Done.
Done.
got a whole bunch of parts from the store today, and
Adam.
just I'm physically annoyed, and I haven't been physically annoyed with something like this in like a year, and I don't know how to process it. Like,
let the anger flow.
that's pretty much what it is. Like, I went out and even had a cigarette because I was like, all right, how do I, like, they're gone. I don't know where they are, and I'm so angry about it. Like,
let the spice flow.
So
let it out. Just let it out.
That's what I'm up to. Slowly going insane.
Good times.
Good times. That's great. All right. Well, good. I am glad that you have gotten. Everybody's been to a con in here, I think, except for me and Mark. And Dan. Okay, Dan.
No.
Yeah, but then y'all met up
Dana doesn't
Saturday. I
count.
haven't even done that. So.
Oh, that's true. I have seen people. You have not seen people.
And my Lego is still trapped in a bumperless Nissan in Baxley, Georgia. That should have a bumper tomorrow, from what I heard.
Progress.
That's right. All right, Rich, man, what you got going on, buddy?
Hello. Well, I may have showed this the other day that I made a copy of this. Nice. And did a few tweaks to this one to make it more like that one. So my plan is to make a couple more, maybe a blue and white one, or a white one, or a red one. We'll see. But this week, I'm going to AwesomeCon in DC for the weekend, starting Thursday. Yeah. And I got a personalized signing scheduled for this guy on Saturday and that guy on Sunday. So
cool.
So that's going to happen. That's the thing. And then behind me, I've got even more drawers. The other day, last Saturday, and while I was at the Walmart or the Target or something, went to Target first and got Target went and got those. Then we went to Walmart, and these were on clearance, so I got almost a full case. I've been opening them. They were inexpensive, so what the heck.
We were going to discuss it, Nick. We just we're having a little more tact than you. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. And I got a couple of these. And
Nice.
A Mustafar battle thing that's over there. 2 of them. That away on clearance. Yes. Thank you very much. Look out! I'm gonna rock you all the way back to West Virginia.
That's amazing. And if it's John Denver Seagal, he needs a 3-title name for this video, because all of Seagal's movies were 3 words.
I have the power. I'll be right. Hang on.
Chris is like, please stand by.
Oh, I got in caps lock. I changed somebody else's and they didn't even notice.
Oh, I even noticed immediately. Thanks, man.
Oh, I went
There
like
we
an
go.
entire episode before I noticed.
Nice. All right.
Good deal. All right. Who have we not talked to? Dana, what's going on? How are you?
I have the power.
You're
So yeah,
confusing your
I'm
meanings.
confusing my site my nerddom a little bit, but I am worthy. If thou art worthy, so you can now start referring to me as Thor. Thank you very much. All right. So all kidding aside, so Bricker Builds had gotten me to build one of these and glue it together. This one is not glued together, but because one of the perks that I get by building and gluing is I get the instructions and the parts list. So I had to build my own. Even though not glued, this thing is solid. These panels I'll just show you. I can pop off one of these side panels or not. Let me try popping one of these panels off. I'm now going to wind up destroying this and having to rebuild the whole thing. Now, there we go.
Good job, Hella.
Yeah. Just call me Hella now. But if you see inside here, I mean, it's hollow. And so the main center shaft is what holds it all together. And then you lock into some Technic pins up here.
Shaft.
I did say shaft. And you lock in some Technic pins down here. You pop on the sides and the end caps, and it's nice and solid. It's a good build.
That's amazingly solid for that. I'm impressed.
It is, and then the shaft is all together, together with brackets and then plates to lock everything in together. So
I'm not the one laughing right now, but I'm laughing because you are. And go ahead.
So it's brackets and snot bricks stacked together to create the shaft. I did do one upgrade though. I modified the tip of the shaft. Originally, it had exposed understuds, and I felt it looked better with a nice smooth piece as opposed to having some sort of like foreskinny type thing that was kind of out of the way. Wow. So I did do a little modification, and I even sent it to the guys, and they were like, "Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Maybe we should change
that. So they like this.
Shut your mouth."
So now that I've halfway destroyed my Mjolnir,
Come on, man.
Is it German? Is it Norwegian or is it French? I don't know. All those crazy spellings. But on the other side, what I've been working on.
What?
I got a Bricklink order in, and I was missing a Dark Azure minifigure head. So now I have my Space Jam rocker here, and so I am now trying to build with my Dark Azure pieces a little habitat for him. Cool. We will see if it happens or not, but that's what I'm working on.
You know, I would love it if Gil popped in right now, because it would be like in the first Avengers movie where he's fighting Hulk and he's holding out his hand for the hammer to get there, and the hammer's just coming ripping through the thing for him to slap it. That's Gil running to his basement right now after that series of comments going, ah! Oh, I didn't even look at the chat to see how bad. I don't want to read what it says.
I try not to disappoint our regular viewers.
I'll just put that one in there. Oh, nice. All right. Okay, so I built something that I don't usually build. I did it yesterday. I built a train.
Does it have a shaft?
Does it have a smokestack?
There it is.
Ooh, looks fast.
I'm just talking about shaft.
Nice. Shut your mouth. So this is the new version of the Time Train from the Time Twisters, the bad guys of the Time Cruisers, and I've also today built one of the cars that will go on it with some retro-y, reactor-y stuff going on, and a little bit of a reference to Back to the Future's train right there kind of going on. So this is the caboose here. So I did not want to build a fort and a castle car because I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. It was funny for the time, but not for this. So Show your derision, Jeff. Go ahead. But Jeff, I am thinking of you for this car though, because I put bat wings on it. So
Yes.
That's nice.
there we go. So anyway, actually, this was fun, and it was fun to snot all this in and get it kind of clean. It does the wheels won't turn. I would have to give it more clearance, and I don't have it on boogie plates or anything like that because it's not going to
So
go
do we
on.
have enough clearance?
Roger.
Stop calling me Shirley.
All right. Well, good deal. So anything else you guys got going on? Anything you got planned? What's up?
Oh, we got these cool coins this weekend. You guys know anything about this? Mario Brother coins? Did you know about that?
You know what would have been better setup if you'd have set up with Rich to have one, and then you punch up, and then he spins one around. That would have been hilarious.
Or actually, if I just like if Rich has punch, if I put my hand up and he punches himself in the chin and I come back with coins, that would work too. Yeah, but evidently the Lego store was giving out. This is a gold and a silver Mario coin. So that happened this weekend as well, which was kind of cool.
Oh, there's Nathan. Hey, Nathan. Good, a long time no see. Good to see you, buddy. There's a Canadian nearby. I knew some of those jokes would at least draw one Canadian sniffing around. So, yeah. So was that not even an announced promo? They were just throwing those out, or what was the deal with those?
I think so, because I was in ambassador mode and running around with a chicken with his head cut off, getting things done, and the assistant manager.
Time out. I need phraseology. It's running around like a chicken with its head cut off. If you were running around with a chicken with its head cut off, that would be gross. So I'm just going to correct.
I'm going to go with the first part. The analogy of me
Isn't
running
that how
around.
the family get together begins, though? Someone has to cut the head off the chicken so you can
That
have
is
roast
true.
chicken.
Bring the neck. Anyway,
Or you get a bucket of fried chicken as a substitute. Major league reference. So yeah, no. So and one of the assistant managers came over to me and one of the lug members and made sure to give us the coins because they didn't want us to miss them before they ran out. So I'm not sure what the whole promo was or how many they got or how many the stores got. I'm assuming that with Matthew's comment of that he didn't know about it, he didn't get them at Sugarloaf. So
That is correct.
I don't know. I need to do more research on it. I really kind of forgot about it. I didn't get a Master's Book of Secrets though, so I'm a little pissed off about that.
I did get a Master's Book of Secrets.
Oh, let's
and
see.
I can't share it. I did. Oh, I'll tell you how to book. Like it's just a little bit like one of the little Lego books that you get, really. And
I like
think
it.
Some
It was
areas
full of a lot of blank pages.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I think, a third of it's probably blank. It's a cute little book. Yeah, it's all right.
So, is there some sort of incantation that you do, and then the pictures appear on those pages? So is that what happens, or
you have to rub really hard, and then it comes up. Then you get a cactus. It shows
What
you
are you rubbing really hard?
Work
I
with
don't want? Stop it!
I thought I'd
Do
join it.
not rub
I
your
didn't know if
shaft
it was,
very hard, Dana.
I didn't know if it was old grey bricks or teenagers bricks. I wasn't sure, so I thought I'd try to fit in. God.
Did you get that in the mail or in the store?
I came in the store. I went to AFOL Day, over in New Orleans. That was a good little store there. They had a lot of stuff, and they gave it with purchase. They ran out of boats though, so I didn't get a boat. So I was annoyed. But it's a good little
I
boat.
did get a second boat this weekend, so that was cool.
Oh, good.
Maybe I can hook you up with the boat. You never know.
Oh, I've got one when it comes. I'm good. So
I don't
I'll
have
order
one. I would like a
Thank you,
boat.
mate.
I want a boat.
Oh no, that offer was for Alabamians with English descent only.
Well, that's every Alabamian because everyone tells me, "Oh, well, I have a castle
I have a boat.
back home, and we have a castle, and it's here, and we go visit it." I'm like, "You don't have a castle because I don't have a castle, and I'm actually English. If you had a castle, you'd live in it." So, yeah.
Oh, so
Nobody
weird
can find
segue. Totally, completely weird segue. Have you ever watched Outlander and with Jamie and all that? So come to find out that my wife's cousin started doing a bunch of research. And because the writer who wrote the Outlander series actually took names and people from actual history. And my wife is actually a great granddaughter of the guy who was Jamie in the show. So, or the fictitious character he's portraying, but was a real name. She actually has Scottish Lord descendant or ancestry. So that's kind of weird. So beat that, Martin.
You've lost everyone, Dana.
I know. I get to do a tangent from time to time too. Just because I don't have maps on my wall doesn't mean I get to be, non-exclusive boring sometimes.
You know what's more exciting always than maps is genealogy. So thank you very much.
I love genealogy.
If it's Barbara Eden, I like genealogy, but if it's not, I don't care for it.
Any math facts or?
Yes, math is math. Let's do math.
Is there an S at the end? Is it maths or math?
I want to be clear. I tried to open in conversation.
Can we map your genealogy?
On 2 times in Brick Fair, Virginia. One when he was hosting that challenge, another time about the mobile museum of containers, shipping containers. And he never engaged in it. And I was really disappointed, Matthew, because I've sat here and watched. I'm like, well, tell me about it because I really want to go. And he never continued to talk about it. I was so sad.
I'm sorry. I'm the biggest proponent of that museum in the entire state of Georgia. So I'm sorry.
He thought you were making fun of him. He thought you were making fun of him. He didn't want to. He thought
you were being serious. I was like, I want to go.
No, you have to remember this is one side of ADHD is that when I'm in host mode, I'm like very focused on the thing I am doing, and everything else has to be screened out.
Hosting games.
That's probably what was happening. I was very focused on the game.
Where's my bag? I have my bag of my brick. So I tried to host a game and I lost everyone's attention after 10 minutes on a Saturday evening. Like it was over. I like cutthroat builder. Like everyone's like, I don't want to play. I'm like, no. But you were really good, Matthew, because we had those 1x4. What were they? Bricks. Hang on. It was these. And Matthew had about 7,000 of them sitting there. Yeah. And 12 people had been drawn. And he wanted to make sure that we all got an even amount. So he let us pick 10 at a time. You get 10 and you get 10. And there was still 7,000 left once we all had about 100 each. And so I tried to go to the table. I'm like, well, I just want to grab some more. And they're like, well, this is your 10. I'm like, there's more. I can have more. And I built the worst thing anyway. But you were very good. You respected the bricks more than I did. So very equitable.
But did anybody host bingo dressed in a giant spaceman costume? Did that happen?
No.
Not even on purpose.
That's awesome, by the way. I think I need to print one of those. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of them printing off right now. So I think it still needs to be a little bit bigger, but he's doing me a sword and a key for Steven Erickson, and then he might try to do some of the helmets. He's into Star Wars helmets right now, but it's pretty cool. I quite like it.
Who made that?
Zane made it. So he's given up on Lego and he's 3D printing now. So.
Yeah, so I need to interrupt for a moment because Dana does like brewing and stuff, and I just want you to know that the keg comes with beer pieces to put in. So you can.
That's awesome.
You can brew your own. There you go.
That's awesome. Good.
I thought this was a children's toy.
I love it. It's awesome.
Pizza box.
Let's see. Yeah. We got some folks in the chat I haven't acknowledged. Mr. Blue is here. Somebody I've got to delete on Twitch is here. Kamakai Ken is here. Brick Bunnies is here. VW is here. Nick is here. A lot of folks here. Thank y'all for joining us. Brick Blaze is here, dropping in, and make sure in about 20 minutes you drop over to Brick Blaze. I'm scrolling back up, and all of a sudden I'm seeing all the comments for Dana's Shaft comments, and I keep on going. Pink Wheels was here earlier, so thank y'all for joining us. That's awesome. So you said Zane who? Zane is making those?
Zane, my boy Zane. You forgot to acknowledge 1DVPSYK.
Oh, no, that was the one he had to get rid of.
Yes, that's the one I'm going to Twitch now to delete. So they want to.
Okay, I'm kidding. That was my sarcasm, by the way, but thank you. Thank you.
Very dry British sarcasm. I get it. So.
Yeah. No, Zane built them, so he can print like 2 or 3 of these on a printer at once. So, and he wants to open a little Pinterest store, and I was like, okay, you can do that, but we're also going to learn about taxes and business rules, and you're going to realize that it's more fun to print just for fun. But I'll let him learn those lessons.
So a Pinterest store or an Etsy store?
Etsy, same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Just don't want you to embarrass yourself in front of your son. It's an Etsy store.
Hang on, sorry, that's my tab there. I'm sorry. There we go.
Already done.
Oh wait, so Martin, I got a question for you. So did you buy? Because I didn't realize that the free Lego Masters book comes free if you spend $60 on classic purchase.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've. Well, I bought Pick a Brick Wall stuff, and then I bought Friends Dots bracelets, and that was it. I bought a bunch of Pick a Brick Wall. So maybe they get. But there were people I was with who were at the show who were vendors, and they literally bought every single set that was any of the adult sets, and so they were giving them everything. So they probably just assumed give it.
Membership has its privileges. Never forget that. So that's probably what happened. So now I understand why those of us on Saturday didn't get one, because none of us were buying creator sets.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe I will. I was just buying Pick a Brick. So, yeah.
Well, did you spend $60?
I spent maybe $200-300 on.
Oh, well, then that's probably if you bought $300 worth of Pick a Brick, that counts.
That's okay. That's right.
That totally counts.
Yeah. What's on the wall up there in because I'm in Alpha, I would be in Alpharetta, the Midtown, from Alpharetta to right. So is there anything new?
Did I send you
a week or so ago? Yeah.
That's the same one. When I got it, I sent you the new one. That's the new one. That's what's current.
Okay.
If it's got the red panels and the leaf pieces on it, that's current.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Yeah. Thanks.
Everybody is like furiously working on something. Everybody's looking down.
Yeah. This is my first build day in a while, except for, I built the train yesterday, but trying to finish it today. So
that is a good question. Builder Q asks, September's coming up. What do you all got?
Oh, I don't even think about it. It made me panic the other day when I thought about it. I was like, I don't know if I can do it, but I want to.
I've never done that. So, Jeff, I'm glad you pulled that out, because that's one I've always wanted to do and always see it last minute. And when I see a challenge, I'm like, I can't start till the day it starts, but really I could start today, right, and just not tell anyone. So
can't stop, won't stop.
So what are the rules? Isn't there some sort of stud requirement?
Like 100 studs long.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's all?
That's the only requirement.
It can be minifig scale, it can be nanoscale, it can be whatever. So.
That gives me something to do. I like it. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's quite long. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that's two of those oversized base plates put together plus 4 more studs. 96.
Take what's left of Princess Peach's castle and turn it on its side.
And spread it out. Hold on.
Yeah, take Rapunzel's tower or whatever, just on its side. There you go.
You're welcome.
And
you're welcome. There you
space
go.
Castle. I will share this. This is really cool. I got this at Virginia because I like Duplo. I got the Duplo. Have you seen Duplo whale?
Oh, that's pretty freaking cool.
Awesome. That is seriously awesome.
And so I'm standing there with Steven, and he's like, "Oh, guess what? I've got something really cool, but no one wants to see it, but you do, Martin." I was like, "What is it?" So he runs like Steven runs, kind of like as he ran on the first episode of Lego Masters, which I please joke on him for that, because it was like speed run. And he's like, "I didn't want to mess up my hair when he was running." Anyway, so he ran, and he came back, and he pulls it out. He says, "But there's also a baby there, and I've never seen the baby, and I don't think there's a whale, but I'm gonna go get the baby tomorrow." So I went and bought the baby and this one as well. So I now have the baby that he wants. The baby's in the box somewhere. I'll find it. But it's really cool.
Martin, you are not alone on your desire for Lego animals. That is a strong thing, because this weekend one of my purchases to get the other GWP was I had to buy this set just because I wanted the elephant, and you can't find it. I mean, you got to be like literally running the gauntlet to get it on Bricks and Pieces. So I'm like, all right, fine. 15% off. I got myself an elephant.
And I think that's worth it, because the sheep. I managed to get the sheep. I've got that in my Bricks and Pieces. I'm gonna get my giraffe too. That's a great giraffe. But there's on STL Brick Co. His name's Brian. STL Brick Co. He will always post when things are around. So I've just put him onto an alert, and I'll get stuff. He's figured out the algorithm. But I haven't got an elephant yet. I might as well spend $100 and get it.
That was my thought. I was like, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. Just do it, get out of the way.
Can we back up and go back to the alert thing? Say that again.
STL Brick Co. So you can like press or click on them for notifications. So when they post, you'll get a notification. And he always shoves it in his stories. So and he always finds it. So I like him, and I like Jason with Charm City Brick. He's always on all the Walmart stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he always gets those. But listen, I hopped on. I tried to get on the chat, but I missed it last week. I want to talk about Magnus's build, and he may or may not be the chat. His GI Joe build. I like fawned over that castle. Like I multiple times I walked around it. I know he's shown it. The angles that he got, I have no idea how he did it. They're so subtle. And I've built things with angles and I couldn't figure it out. And then he's built that F-14 Tomcat, which Ace flies. And I'm like, I need to message him. Like, I want to build one just like that because Brickmania have got one, which is great. It looks good. It's very accurate. But the one he built is just like the toy. And I remember having Ace with a parachute in, and I want to build a like Top Gun Buzz in the Tower with one. Or maybe he should do it because he's already got the plane. But his stuff, every time I've gone to Virginia, it's been there and it gets bigger and bigger. But like he dominated. I mean, Rich will probably tell you, like he had all that layout and he's got the landscape there. And then Friday night, he just kind of puts the vehicles out. And I think that we should like have an adult playtime on there. Like let's just play with the vehicles on Friday night and put them out. But it was so good. And then Rich, I was nominating for the best lit award, and or the most lit, and that might have been Todd.
Does that come in the inebriated build, or is that something else? I don't know.
I believe that was something else. But
is
anyways,
that British lit or American lit?
Clay, I think it's both the same. I think it's both the same thing. I'm not sure. But well, I think we get the gist. But anyway, so I'm walking around and trying to nominate things, and Rich turns up, and Rich is one of the best lit mocks that there is. Well, he literally is literally lit up in all this steampunk stuff, steampunk guns. And I tried to nominate you, but you already nominated for something else, so I couldn't do it. But yeah. So anyway, it was good. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed seeing Rich's stuff. Matt, I enjoyed seeing your painted ladies. Those looked really good. And then you also had Rich the steampunk racing stuff, yeah. So I know you had lots of stuff everywhere, but I enjoyed that also. So it was fun to see people. Yeah. Sorry, Chris, I know you've got that FOMO, but not only these guys, but here it is, right? In the last year or so, we've got to know each other this way on Instagram, other places. And Jeff, I'm sorry we didn't get to meet you this time around, but like for years I've told my kids, don't talk to strangers, don't make friends on the internet. And here we are as growing adults, making friends on the internet and hanging out and drinking alcohol sometimes. Like that's what you really shouldn't do with people you meet on the internet. So strange, but it is actually really cool.
Now, by the way, your kid is into he's doing 3D printing. He's also into cosplay, right? Or dressing up.
So yeah, it comes one and the same. He's built that clone army Coruscant guard outfit like for 3 months. He's been working and done it, and he's building a helmet for someone else right now, and it takes a lot of time and work, but he's really persistent with it. But I know, and I can't do it. I know how much effort is in it if anyone does it, because machines break and you have to fix them and you have to have the patience for it and the right temperature and all these things. So it's pretty damn cool though. I'm really impressed, and like it makes me want to dress up. But I said I'm probably going to dress up as Flynn Rider next to my Rapunzel tower. He's like, don't do that, Dad. But what was good and there was a girl dressed up as Elsa that was popular, right? She was popular. I could pull in all the mums, be like, come and look at the tower. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
But she was dressed up as Elsa because she had a Elsa castle,
which was really good.
That was awesome too.
Really nice.
There is, I believe, on Brick Nerd, there is an article about her, an interview with her about how she became an AFOL really quickly and found her people and all this kind of stuff. It's a really good story, really good read. So, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
so I sat and got drunk with her on the Impaired Speed build.
Well done, Rich. Well done.
Yeah.
I think there's so many people who really got involved during COVID. Someone was mentioning that on last week's stream about there seems to be people out there, etc. It's kind of neat, right? And I was next to a guy. His name was Taylor, and he had some mechanical works, which were some of JK Brick's works that he'd done, right? So he'd taken them and built them on display. And he's telling that, but he'd also built this magician's hat. And he rolled and turned the wheel, and the hat would lift up, and the nothing there. Then the hat would turn down, it would lift up, and there's an egg there. It would lift down, and then there was something else there. And we're all left like mind blowing at what he did. It was really impressive, and he just started during COVID. It was like I got bored and wanted to do something.
Are you talking about Paul?
This guy here, is it Nathan or is that Paul?
It is
Taylor.
Taylor Hanno.
Taylor Henner. So yeah, but Jeff, he had some builds that were not his that he had done, which might be Paul's there. But this one was his, all his. It was great. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw a video of that. That was amazing. I didn't know who had built it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. I got his card because it was cool.
It was really neat. His boy, it was cool. He was next to me the whole time, and his boy was 8. So I started going when Zane was 8, and I was like, "This is neat." Kind of like in a separate journey, right? I'm 6 years down the line from where he was starting. So, and his kid was cool. So that was nice.
Yeah. So you've been in the hobby how long?
So Zane was 8, 6 years or so. Been playing around in it. And I remember sitting in a bar in Brickworld, and there was someone who used to work on Beyond the Brick, and didn't work out with them. And we're sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, when your kids are done, you'll probably be out." It's kind of like most people. I was like, "Because he said that, I'm not going to. I'm going to stay around, and I'm in the hobby longer than he's been." So just out of pure stubbornness now.
Nice.
But,
Well, Martin, I just want to say that we're really looking forward to you emerging from your beginner phase after 6 years and doing something a little more complex.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sophomore years now. It needs to happen. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for that encouragement. I'll try my best.
Yes, thank you for doing Ship Timber, because we're going to do it, and you have never built a ship before, and you're going to kick everybody's butt, and then we're going to all give up, and you can have my brick. So
Again,
Just remember, it's got to have a shaft.
Martin's going to build this amazing thing, and he's like, "Is this okay?" And everyone's going to be like, "Oh, I should just quit now."
yeah,
I have made in my room currently. It's still my ship that I actually can't break it up, and it's very small. It's not big enough, but I'm proud of it. I know.
Just add to it.
So you know what? There's this weird phenomena. Can we talk about this? Or maybe
phenomena.
there's this weird phenomena. And Chris, I blame you slightly for this. That's a big bag of white.
All right. Nice to say
That's
that.
part of the $200 brick-a-brick wall.
Yeah, no kidding.
Did he just say brick-a-brick? I'm sorry.
Brick-a-brick.
Well, he also just called Chris a big bag of white. So
Yeah.
No,
I can own that. I can really own that. I'm okay with that.
no, there was a period and a bunch of dots between those two sentences. Anyway, no, so Martin,
Not on my period.
Martin, they're talking about the concept of being intimidated by seeing someone do something to the point of they don't even want to bother trying. And I bet you that is completely the opposite of what your intention is that you're trying to inspire others, and some people just get kind of intimidated and they're like, well, why bother?
So that's actually a really serious point on something. So I'm gonna praise someone around it. So Dan with Brickmania, and I won't say it anywhere other than here, but I tried to nominate. So I was doing biggest and bestest at Brick Fair Virginia, and his ship that he built was clearly one of the biggest and bestest. And I was trying to nominate him, and there was a guy, Rich Boy J, who had the Star Wars thing, which, Jeff, you got to see the whole Star Wars base, right, down in Texas. He only bought a third of it to Virginia, and it was amazing. Then so I'm trying to go around. I'm like, I've got to nominate a ship. So you try to put it in, and Todd changed the system, so it was all messing up. And so I message him. I send him a DM late at night, and I'm walking out the hotel, and I see him in the morning. I'm like, "Hey, Dan, I sent you a message." He just turns around. He says, "I don't need to be involved in that." He says, "Not why I'm here. It's not the reason I'm doing it." And he says, "I want other people to win." And that made me stop and think for a minute. So Danny, you get that point. So I've made the conscious decision, so I won't be eligible for any more brickies at a brick fair for the same reason. Because I got nominated for Peach's Castle and won it, and this little boy called Corey, 16, and I sat with him on the floor in Alabama 2 years ago and helped build him his bricks like at 1 o'clock in the morning for his castle. And like his mum, was so kind, and he was nominated against me, right? And I know how that was probably demoralizing in a way. It was when he didn't win, probably had that hope. And to me, it doesn't matter anymore. And my intention is to try to be like, you can do anything you want to do. Right. That is it. But I do want to build.
No. I want you to build a ship because I want to live vicariously through you because I got way too much going on to think about building a ship. So I'm not going to build one again this year. So you knock one out. You got the time and the inventory. Please do it because don't let Chris mock you into holding you back. But the whole concept.
Go ahead and admit it. You're like the Lego Highlander. You're just taking off heads and just knocking out A-falls and getting to the top.
There could be only one.
But it was interesting because I had two different people because we did this mock challenge to create the little habitats, and we had a challenge the month prior that I didn't build something or the 2 months before. I didn't build one of the habitats that we were doing. And we got like 3 people who entered. And so I took it that, in prior challenges we've done, if I built something and posted it, or if Chris built something and posted it, it normally got people going, oh, hey, somebody's doing something, I'm going to build. And it would get people building and they would build something. And this time, I didn't build 1, I built 11. And I got more than one comment on Saturday that after seeing everything that I had built, it had kind of made a couple of people go, why bother? And I was like, wow, I just kicked myself and, shot myself in the foot because here I was trying to get people to build more, and then it caused people to not build. And that kind of made me stop and think about it a little bit. It's very similar to the way you were saying, I don't want to be nominated anymore because I want other people to get nominated. And that's cool. So it's a weird balance to try and do that. And
to be fair, whenever I see any of you assholes come out with your mocks, I'm like, why am I doing this? Why?
Because you're expressing your own views and your own creativity, and that's it. Let me tell you a quick fair story. Yes, that's perfect, Chris. Run it like that. For 2011, it was the NASA year. And I spent a little over a week putting together a micro scale International Space Station 2. And I thought I had checked myself off as do not nominate, do not vote on me. And I had missed that one because I had turned myself off of everything except for that one. It was like the last thing I did and made and got it together. I brought it into... put it on the table, and Mike Bader, have you met Mike Bader?
Yeah.
He brought a minifig scale space shuttle for the NASA display because that was the theme.
That's cool.
Space. And I thought, wow, that's great. That's fantastic. And I started to get my thing out, and I put it on the table. He's like, oh, is that yours? I said, yeah. It's a microscale International Space Station, but I'm not going to win. Look at your thing. It's cool. I really like that. That's an awesome. That's huge. It's beautiful. Right to scale, everything. Doors open. Get the figs in. Awesome. He's like, oh, yeah, it's good. Yeah. Well, what about your thing here? I said, oh, well, I put it together. I just thought I would just have something to put on for the NASA theme. And, and I'm sitting there, I'm hooking it up to the power, and then I turn it on, and I said, oh, yeah, and it rotates for an artificial environment. He's like, oh, I'm going to lose. I said, no, look at yours. It's great. It's awesome. He's like, oh, I'm going to lose. I was like, no, you can win.
All right, so to put all of this in perspective even more, I know I've said this 100 times. At Brick Rodeo, I had Mark and Steven to the right and Moto across from me. And I had teeny tiny spaceships. And I was like, all right. That was not a good time.
Yeah, I unfortunately did not uncheck my thing, and I won a brickie for the NASA theme.
And you didn't even mean to. And you didn't even mean to.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't refuse it. I've got one. Yay!
So here's the thing, right? So, all right, some of you probably have nominated things for awards. So yeah, biggest, bestest, and best
Yes,
list
it
is what we got that I went and nominated this year, and I purposely made certain that we were really conscious about why we nominated things, especially best lit. So Mark and Steven had one, which was, I mean, it was still something that's it was a different thing, and mainly it was lit during the day. And it impacted the build, and it looked better at night. And the smoke coming out, you could see the lights. We did that. And then David Sheffield had this beautiful, I think it's Sheffield, who does BrickNut, had this beautiful mosaic that has a light change that it pulsed, and it pulled out the depth of the image. Like, it was beautiful. And then people were like, why do you nominate these other two builds? And one of them was a Habitat. And I've started to really, as you know, appreciate Habitat and the skill involved in that. Like, big is not always better, right? It's so hard to do.
Don't tell my wife that.
Yeah. But it's so hard. But this guy it was a guy, he had done 2 habitats, and one of them was like a little light shop, and it had lights, like 4 or 5 different lights, all different designs, and they shone down into the habitat he built below and lit up these different colors in different rooms. Like, it was so purposeful and intentional. It was amazing. And then there's a 12-year-old boy who had built, and he was next to the big Star Wars builds that were all lit up, right? He had one tiny flickering light that was next to a jail cell on a small mark that was on a base plate, right? And then he had another area that was lit, which was like where the workers were working, and the light was on. And when we saw that flickering light, like, kind of pulled us all the way into it. And it's like that small detail that was intentional was so important. And I got grief because people knew I was nominating. They're like, well, why wouldn't you do this one and that? I was like, well, because it's just like the other one. This worked to draw me in. And, you know, I say that to, like, it doesn't matter how big it is. It's like, what's the story behind what you're doing? And, you know, I really like to try to appreciate, okay, what is it you've done and why? Like, so Jeff right there with your mech, where it's like the legs, like, I'm serious, I'm like, you've just built a mech that actually can work independent of the legs and jump off. And I like that, and fly around. It may have eaten the legs, I don't know, or shot the legs to pieces.
I'm going to steal Chris's story to dovetail on that. You know, Chris has done these big ships, and that, you know, the bigger the mock, it's impressive. No matter, even if it's a crappy big mock, it's still impressive because it's a lot of time and pieces go into it.
Thanks, man.
And then some kid will come in with like 60 pieces and little tiny prop airplanes that is just amazing. It from a builder technique, you can't but marvel at it and go, wow, that is genius. That is fantastic. But unfortunately, those builds get overpowered and they're overshadowed by the bigger builds. And that's unfortunate because there are some fantastic micro scale and micro things and 60 pieces or less that is just, you know, those guys are overclocked. They are thinking things through how to make this whole little thing, but they get overshadowed by these big builds. And that's unfortunate. Every time I hear and see something like that, it's horrible because they deserve just as much credit as the big builds.
So let me give you, I started talking saying I was at Brick Universe this weekend, right? And I walked around and I was like, I'd seen pictures. I'm like, there's not much here. It's all spaced out, etc., etc. So Rocco's there. Rocco doesn't build very big. He builds very, very detailed, intricate architecture pieces, right? So he's one of the best architecture builders there are. In a show like Brick Fair, Virginia, he would have all of his work stuffed in amongst everything else, and no one would look at it. So right. What he had the biggest space. He had an entire ballroom, and he had 8-foot tables of one build on each 8-foot table, so that people could intentionally walk around and look at every single one of them. And that's really like that because we've got lots of people that want to attend shows, right? But maybe the thing is to say, you know, you can bring one thing or you can bring 2 things. Martin, you can't bring 8 things to the show, right? Let's not jam things in and let's spread it out. So we do that. But you know, I had the same thing. One of my favorite builds I had in Brick Universe was my dog of Henry, right? There's that personal story to it. It's a little bust of Henry, my dog. He's a good dog. And he's sitting there with his tongue out. And I would just walk around, listen to people. People were like, "Oh, it's just a dog. Oh, look at that." And you know, I'm a victim of my own stuff. And I went ahead and built a sign from the bricks that I got from the store that in words that just said, "It's just a dog. It's only a dog," and laid those out there just for my own humor. And I'm going to continue to do that. It's just a dog. It's only a dog. And people kind of sucked in. But it's like, that one actually, if you were to talk to me, there's a lot of reasons why I built it. It was one of the personal builds. And I would love to engage with people about that. Which is why, listen, you build a big Peaches castle. I looked at it. I'm like, okay, I see other people engaging with other things and not as much as that. I don't want it. I want little kids to come up and say, I can do that, or that's wow. And they didn't as much with that. And I'm hoping I've made Brian Saviano cry today. So I gave him the world, and I just took it away from him. So it's quite pleasurable.
So, hey guys, we're hitting an hour, and I don't want to get over Blaze's show. This is a good conversation. So why don't we continue this Thursday? And maybe the topic for Thursday is, what's your motivation for building for conventions? And there's been a lot of talk about like getting rid of the brickies and stuff at conventions. Is that a good thing? Would that be a bad thing? Would it demotivate, or would it motivate that? So we may be talking about your motivations for mocks at conventions. That'd be cool. We'll talk about that a little bit and everything. Oh, we've got Bro Thor's house there. Let's see what we got there. That's awesome.
That's so good.
So good.
I like it.
I like Korg. I need a Korg. You know,
That's
Korg.
What are the pizza boxes?
The pizza box. What does it say? Jake's telling us, hey, look at the pizza box, whatever it says. What does the pizza box say? Stormbreaker's Pizza. That's cool. It's got the.
That needs to be a T-shirt.
That does.
I'm just saying that needs to be a T-shirt.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. We had a great conversation. Good just hanging out, doing some building while we're here, and that's what Messy Monday is about. Make sure that you go ahead and leave here now and head over to Brick Blaze's show, and he's a great show, and he'll be on for another hour. So you guys who are in the chat now, go hop over to Brick Blaze's channel and join him and raid him and say Old Gray Brick sent you. We're glad you guys are here. Hope to see you on Thursday at 8 o'clock. We'll go 8 to 9 before Boone's show, and we will be talking about conventions and prizes and what motivates you to build. You guys have a great night. Have a good day. Go get a shot. If you haven't got a shot, put on a mask, even if you haven't or have, and let's end this thing. Guys, have a great night. See you, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye. Bye.